5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Deducter bringing you the final match of the OSL Round 24 Group A. We have Flash versus BoGus on the Mancha. We have Flash as the blue Terran at the purple Terran at the 7 o'clock position, and Flash biting his lips there. We have BoGus as the white Terran at the 1 o'clock. Now Flash, I can't tell whether that's blue or purple. Regardless, the darker color, the non-white color, that's Flash. There's something a little weird about this video. Seems, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Anyway, normally BoGus, despite the fact that he is a reasonably good player, has no shot at beating Flash. But Flash with his injury, who knows? Especially if this game drags on to be one of the longer games. I think that's purple. Flash is going to be in, I think, some trouble the longer this game goes on. And I still think that Flash is the favorite to win here, despite his injury. Terran vs. Terran is more of a strategic game, and those girls, probably Flash fans, not hiding their faces, they want their champion to win, as do I. Flash is my favorite player, and as an amateur commentator, I am allowed to take sides and to say who I like and who I don't. I love Flash. He's proven to me that he is a champion of champions, and that he and that girl is very anxious there. I wouldn't really call that hiding her face. She didn't seem to blink at the camera. She's worried for someone. I suspect it's Flash. Sorry for those of you who may like BoGus, but I don't think he's got fangirls following him around. Not like the Flash groupies. And Flash is only 18. So, you know, he is quite young and eligible, I guess. Looks like BoGus and Flash both sending out scouts and putting down their barracks. Flash sent out his scout earlier, and he's scouting cross-map. Okay, he must see the other scouting SCV, maybe not. Flash is scouting around the middle. He seems to be paranoid about some sort of proxy, it seems like. Well, Flash is the genius here. I think this is checking for proxies. It must be that. BoGus, though, does not have a proxy. He's decided to go for a Raxing to Command Center build. So hopefully Flash scouts this out. He is super paranoid this game, apparently. He's checking everywhere, and now he's put down his own command center. Flash hasn't even bothered to try to find where BoGus is. He probably saw the scouting SCV, so he probably knows BoGus is at the upper right position, the 1 o'clock position. And BoGus just scouting sort of in a normal pattern. Flash sees the build of BoGus's. He sees that both players are going for the same build. By the way, if you were to spell BoGus's, it's apostrophe S. B-O-G-U-S apostrophe S, not apostrophe. Okay. I guess I mention these things because on the internet I often see people do it wrong. I'm very pissed for, you know, what are basic mistakes. So here's hoping that these videos can be both entertaining and informative. So now we see rain coming out here for Flash. He's lifted his barracks. Not quite moving it yet. Okay, now he's moved it. He's put down his factory. He's got 2 Marines. BoGus has his factory down a little earlier, and his expansion, I think, down a little earlier. You can see his transfer not nearly as perfect as Flash. Oh, Flash not quite able to pull off the same sick transfer I saw him do against Hyun. Still better than BoGus. Now it looks like both players getting their factories. I didn't mention that earlier. Flash getting a second refinery very quickly. So Flash might be focusing a bit more on tanks or possibly Goliaths or maybe Raves. Whereas maybe BoGus is going to focus a bit more on Vultures. He's put down a starport. So that's usually just to get Raves. And he's got Machine Shop going along with his factory there. This purple color is actually kind of disconcerting on the map. And Flash putting down 2 starports. Oh no, Flash! 2-port Raves? Rave Micro requires really good hands and really good control. I am not sure that Flash, maybe he wants to prove something. This is not the time for heroics, Flash. Maybe he just wants this game to end one way or another. The 2-port Raves, while not a complete all-in build, he's got to get damage done with these Raves. If he can't do a significant amount of damage to SCVs, he's going to be in some trouble. Here, he is going to have the air superiority. Any Raves that BoGus builds will easily be shot down by the superior number of Raves that Flash has. That's going to help him somewhat. BoGus putting down Academy, he's going to get scanned. If Flash decides to go for Cloak, which he is, BoGus is going to be ready for this. I don't know. I don't like Flash's chance in this game. I guess he wants to force a faster game here. And maybe this is his way of saying, you know what, I need a vacation. I'm just going to do this build. If it works, great. If not, I'll come back in 2 seasons and destroy everybody. Here's hoping that's his plan, by the way, as he's not forced to retire. BoGus scanning. He does not see the starport. He sees a factory. I don't know whether there's a second scan. The Korean commentators are pretty good about that usually, so I'm not sure whether BoGus knows this is coming. He would put down an armory. Maybe he does know this is coming. He's put down an armory already. So as soon as he has some Goliaths out, I don't think Flash is going to be able to do much. Flash bringing out a Wraith to pick away at this barracks here. He's still pumping Wraiths from both his starports. Flash is going to have some early map control. Flash now moving out tanks and a Marine here to pick away at this barracks. And BoGus responding by putting down 3 factories. I think he knows the 2-port cloaked Wraiths are coming. So he's going to be prepared for this. I fear Flash is just not going to be able to do enough damage. Flash putting down 2 factories of his own here. So now Flash has a good force of Raves, but I really don't think this is going to be able to do anything. BoGus will have Goliaths out. He's going to have Scan. Flash might be able to get 1 or 2 SCVs at best. BoGus even putting down turrets. He is very paranoid, apparently. And there is not much Flash can do. The Raves aren't useless. Again, this is not a complete all-in build. I just feel Flash needs to do good amount of damage. He can still use these Raves to good effect. He can pick away at the health of some of those tanks. He can counterattack the Raves. He apparently wants to pick away at these Goliaths. Scammed by BoGus, but he opted not to attack with his Goliaths. Flash has forced BoGus to build quite a few Goliaths here. Goliaths not very good against tanks, especially siege tanks. However, BoGus has turrets all over the place to help defend, and things are not looking too good for Flash. He's managed to set himself up on the high ground here, and he needs to hold his ground. BoGus is not going to be able to attack up this ramp here for now. I don't know whether Flash... Okay, now he has siege. So, if BoGus sending a scouting SCV just to spot out what's going on here, he might decide to respond with his tank force and his Goliaths. He's got a lot of tanks, 5 tanks and several Goliaths. Flash does have the spotting advantage, using the Wraiths fairly well here. Ooh, losing a Wraith. Quite unfortunate, getting a second Wraith picked at a bit. And Flash moving his forces forward a bit. BoGus decided to attack. Flash needs to siege up on the ramp, but BoGus bringing out SCVs to help absorb hits. I don't know. Can Flash win this battle? He needs to pick off the Goliaths. He picks off most of the Goliaths. There's 1 left. These Raves trying to do their best to attack the tanks. The Raves engaging Goliath, picking off the Goliath, and now BoGus has nothing to deal with the Raves, so these Raves actually working out quite well for Flash despite losing his ground army. Flash going to inflict significant casualties on these tanks of BoGus's. He's picked off 3 tanks already, going to be able to pick off a 4th tank it looks like. So, doing exactly what he needs to do. BoGus building another turret, desperately scrambling to finish this turret. So Flash with his Wraith and Air Force managed to drive BoGus back for now. Flash persisting with his Raves. Thus far, Flash has demonstrated he's got pretty effective use, I have to say, of his Wraith force. He's put down another expansion. The one advantage Flash has with these Raves, of course, is that he can go attack BoGus' attempt to put down his new expansion at 3 o'clock with relative impunity. If BoGus moves forces into position to defend, Flash can dart away. Raves are very mobile. And Flash, if he on top of his game, he can combine it with Vulture Harass and Wraith Harass at one end, Vultures at the other end. Very potent stuff. As it stands, BoGus is moving out his Vultures. He wants to attack Flash at the 9 o'clock base. Flash managing to get a siege up faster than BoGus, driving BoGus back from the middle, inflicting some casualties there. BoGus getting caught out of position a little bit. And Flash going with the Wraiths, focusing on these Goliaths. However, BoGus bringing out his Vultures to deal serious damage to Flash economy there. I think those Vultures will be able to kill quite a few SCVs. Flash again with the Raves, using them to great effect. But BoGus, yeah, 6 kills on that Vulture. Probably a similar number on the other Vulture. Flash cannot afford to have his economy harassed like this. He's gonna be fine for now. But you know, considering 2 Vultures, very small force that BoGus sent to do some very nice damage here. Flash has managed to keep BoGus from setting up their base. BoGus now bringing out masses of SAVs to absorb fire. He's going to use these to screen his tanks and attack Flash's tanks. Now Flash bringing out his own Goliaths, but BoGus not with the best use of his units, I have to say. Even though he might clean up Flash here, and he does not even do that. He doesn't manage to clean up Flash's forces, or maybe he's just going to be able to do it just barely. I'm not sure whether this is worth it. Flash keeping his Goliaths, his Raves there, losing quite a few of them, but now Flash with reinforcing tanks and BoGus' forces crippled. He sent a lot of SCVs to die, which he could ill afford. Now Flash with Cloak picking off that Valkyrie, some more Wraith on Wraith action here, and BoGus, it appears, did not come out ahead. I thought he might come out ahead, but Flash winning the air battle, winning the ground battle. Flash showing he's still got what it takes. BoGus' third base is cut off. If Flash can send 2 Vultures there, and now BoGus bringing out all his damn SCVs to break. He is desperate to break this contain here, and I don't think he's going to be able to win this battle. Even if he does, it'll be a Pyrrhic victory at best. GG coming from BoGus. Flash makes it into the OSL round of 16. Dominating display, I have to say. I didn't think the 2-port Raves could be used so effectively, but he's proven that he knows how to use all the Terran units to great effect, despite the fact that he did not do any harass with the Raves at all. They were critical to him winning this game and making it out of Group A. Going on to Group B later. Thank you for watching.
자신의 실력과 팬들을 떠오르는 보여드렸을 때 그것도 없었어요. 그냥 쫓아만 다니다 끝났죠. 네, 뭐 어찌됐든 오늘 그 리사 출전해서 립상에 올라갔네요. 네. 정말 많은 분들 지금 스타리그 듀얼 전원 다 맞추